Black History Month on Fox 54 is sponsored by Calhoun Community College.
You can't talk about Black history without mentioning civil rights in America, nor can you forget Alabama in the history books as a catalyst for the movement. 2024 marks 60 years since the passage of the Civil Rights Act, and tonight we hear from pioneers of integration and education, helping us narrate the past, present, and future. The Montgomery bus boycott. Bloody Sunday in Selma.
1963. A bomb went off in this church.
16th Street Baptist Church bombing in Birmingham. Most of us know about these monumental moments in Alabama that sparked a wave of change. Right here, though, in the Rocket City,
we opened doors back in '63.
Was a movement that would shake up segregation in education.
And I think the repercussions will be felt for a long time, for generations.
On this day, I sat down with someone special, which wasn't the perfect day to be out, but it was to be in, because from the cloud of darkness illuminates the name
Sonnie Hereford.
And the fourth.
I am the fourth, that's correct.
Wow, there's a lot of power behind that name, a lot of history behind that name. Hereford's name emblazoned on every bit of this school building. Sonnie Hereford IV is the son of Sonnie Hereford III.
Everyone in my family is extremely proud of what he did to make this happen.
We go back to 1963.
I had just turned 6 years old. I turned 6 on August 30th, and I was starting school September 9th. When we first started the lawsuit to integrate the schools, there were, I believe, 27 families that said, Black families that said they wanted their children to help to integrate the schools.
But threats and intimidation dwindled that number to 4 to integrate what was then Fifth Avenue School.
September 3rd should have been the day, but then on September 6th, Governor Wallace, the Friday, he actually sent his state troopers to make sure the school stayed closed. And nobody went into those 4 schools, black or white. So he just kept all 4 schools closed for that entire week. And then the schools he relented, and the schools opened on Monday, September 9th.
Fifth Avenue School is now defunct, and the street name Fifth Avenue is now Governor's Drive. Just 3 miles north of us is our Fox 54 station. One of our show producers, Kai Harrell,
can you hear me?
Is also connected to history.
I can hear and see. First question I want to ask you is just your experience with integration.
Well, it's interesting. I definitely could not say that it was a smooth process.
Her great aunt, Phyliss Craig Taylor, a student who struggled for equal opportunity in education, is now a professor and former dean at the School of Law at the historically Black College and University, North Carolina Central University. Craig Taylor is from Choctaw County and was integrating Butler Elementary School.
By the time I had reached the 3rd grade in our county, they decided to implement a program that was called Freedom of Choice. Your parents could opt for you to go into what had historically been the all-white schools.
Craig Taylor had a fierce fighter for equality and education in her corner.
Growing up in the family, I know the iconic story of the cigar box now, so you could touch on that story for me.
Thelma Craig, my mother was concerned that I was upset, every day coming home and explaining to her that they were throwing things. But she told me to put that cigar box on top of my books. And that my job was every day to pick up as many of the items that I could pick up that were thrown at me. And it was going to be evidence. And eventually they were going to go to court, and a judge was going to rule and say that they should not treat children that way.
Huntsville City Schools School District to spark integration has now seen its first Black male superintendent in the summer of 2023.
I remember at the dedication of the historical marker that stands where Fifth Avenue School used to be, we had Dr. Ann Roy Moore, who was African-American female, of course, but I remember her talking about standing on the shoulders of those who came before. because obviously the school system had to be integrated before an African American could be the superintendent of the school system. You know, we are helping people to have equal opportunity for education.
Wow, compelling stories. If you enjoyed this piece, we hear more from Sonnie Hereford IV and Phyliss Craig Taylor's experience. Just visit fox54.com.